Good evening and welcome to Icutv Main News. We take a look at the stories making headlines. Grade 5 pupil feared dead after boat capsizes on Lake Bangweulu. President Hichilema reaffirms commitment to eradicating malaria. TAZAMA Pipelines pays over 105 million in dividends to government. In our international news, South Africa's Police Intelligence Office arrested over fraud allegations. And in our sports news, Orlando Pride and Grace Chanda exercise mutual options for 2026 season. With the news and details, my name is Mary Dolocera. A grade 5. With the news in details, my name is Dolocera Mary. A grade 5 pupil from Kasoma Lungu Combined School is feared dead after a boat capsized on Lake Bangweulu in Lunga District, Rapula Province. The incident happened on June 25, 2025, as pupils were returning from an inter-school ball game event at Chibulu Combined School. Police have identified the missing pupil as 13-year-old Wendy Mumbi. Rapula Province Police Commanding Officer Mwala confirmed that while other pupils swam to safety, Wendy could not be found. Searching operation is underway. Mr. Yui added that the boat was unregistered and believed to have been overloaded. The coxswain Chipai Mopape filmed the scene and is currently on the run. President Hakainde Hichilema has reiterated his administration's resolve to eradicate malaria in Zambia, following a meeting with the End Malaria Council of Zambia led by its president, Mr. Godwin Beni. He emphasized the need for stronger public awareness, local drug manufacturing, and closer collaborations with key ministries to combat the disease. The president noted that malaria continues to threaten lives and economic productivity, but stressed it is preventable and beatable with the right focus and investment. Government, he said, will continue to increase funding and policy support to ensure that Zambia builds long-term resilience against malaria through education, health interventions, and pharmaceutical self-resilience. Tanzania-Zambia Mafuta TAZAMA Pipeline Limited has disbursed over 105 million in dividends to the government of the Republic of Zambia, marking a major milestone in the company's financial performance and its role in supporting the nation's economy. Ministry of Information and Media Director and spokesperson Henry Kapata says this substantial payout underscores the company's improved operational efficiency and strong financial recovery following years of limited returns to its shareholders. Mr. Kapata noted that the dividends payment is a demonstration of TAZAMA's commitment to contributing to Zambia's economic growth through strategic infrastructure management and enhanced fuel transportation services. He adds that it highlights the government's focus on ensuring that state-owned enterprises operate profitably and deliver tangible benefits to the public.
When the government talks about energy contributing to national development, this is one of the clearest examples. The TAZAMA pipeline, which runs from Tanzania into Zambia, has paid 105.4 million kwacha in dividends to the Minister of Finance. That money is going into public programs, including support for education. The turnaround didn't happen overnight. A few years ago, the pipeline mostly moved crude oil and wasn't making the most of its potential. But things started changing. The government oversaw a full switch from crude to refined diesel, cleaned the system and introduced reforms to allow more companies to access and use the pipeline. That shift helped increase how much fuel it moves each day and reduced costs. This year, TAZAMA made over 632 million kwacha in profit, up from 538 million last year. The result is more revenue going back to the Zambian people. Finance Minister Dr. Stumbeko Musokotwane said it's a strong example of how old infrastructure, when managed well, can still deliver big value. He also explained how transporting diesel by pipeline helps to keep prices stable and reduces damage to roads caused by heavy trucks. The Energy Ministry also pointed out that this progress shows how public institutions, when given the right tools and space, can deliver solid results. What's more, this comes on the back of an open access policy that allows other players to use the pipeline, fairly increasing competition and improving supply. Their dividends are shared between Zambia and Tanzania. Zambia keeps 2/3 and Tanzania gets 1/3, since both countries co-own the asset. Why? Let's put it simply like this. Zambia has a bigger share because most of the pipeline runs through Zambia. This means Zambia looks after more of it, uses more of it, and depends on it more to bring in fuel. This is a good example of what energy reforms can do. Lower cost, raise national income, and help fund things that matter to people's everyday lives.
We're taking our first break. Stay tuned for more news in our local stories.
At the Information and Communications University, we're not just educating students, we're shaping the future of Zambia and beyond. With a global perspective, ICU offers cutting-edge programs in information technology, business, humanities, engineering, and education. We combine theory with practical skills, ensuring our graduates are ready for the job market.
Whether full-time or distance learning, our flexible programs cater to the needs of every student, creating pathways for success. ICU is driven by innovation, research, and entrepreneurship.
We empower our students to be leaders and change makers in their industries.
Through strategic global partnership, including collaboration with leading universities such as St. Petersburg State University and others, we give our students a competitive edge on the global stage.
Our graduates don't just earn degrees, they create impact. They are leading the way in ICT, business, engineering, and more, both locally and internationally. Join the Information and Communications University, where your future begins today.
Welcome back, and in our local stories, residents of Lusaka's Mutendere compound are grappling with a severe water shortage, with many going days without access to clean water. Desperate for safe drinking water, some locals say they are forced to travel over 15 kilometers to Kablonga, an exhausting journey made even harder for families with young children. Many describe the situation as unbearable. Community leaders are urging the Lusaka Water Supply and Sanitation Company to take immediate action. So far, the utility company has not issued an official response. More in the following report with Chipopo Gracie.
Water supply in the area has become dangerously inconsistent. Some households go for days without a single drop flowing from their taps. Many residents are now forced to travel long distances, some as far as Kablonga, just to fetch clean water. Residents say the situation is getting worse. With the country currently facing widespread electricity load shedding, access to water is expected to decline even further.
Abatukuza pali manzi yavuta mu mtendili so tingalekwa yanu kaunda square urobwaje kupima poliki bifuase ndasunga ngene mtole tipulipe manzi ndamazi chimkulu manene ipo tewera kuti moka kuseni tiuka tenda kusebenza pesa kati tipwera mazuru ulipe manzi. So water, very important.
The compounded effects of load shedding and poor water supply have left families in distress, with the most vulnerable children and the elderly bearing the brunt of the crisis. This is Pupil Gracie reporting for Icutv.
The Knowledge Co-Creation Program closed today at National Science Center, bringing together educators from 14 African countries. The month-long training focused on incorporating practical learning into early childhood education using locally available materials. Participants are now expected to return to their countries as change agents, applying what they have learned to improve education systems across the continent. More details in the following reports with Miriam Gamani.
The month-long Knowledge Co-Creation Program at the National Science Center has officially come to a close, with 14 African countries represented at the closing ceremony held today. Participants shared how they are now ready to apply these methods using locally available materials in their home countries. Professor Benson Banda, director at the National Science Center, urged participants to take their knowledge gained and create tangible change in their education systems, adding that the true success of the program will be seen in the actions they take going forward.
And we realize that at early childhood learning phase, the focus is not much of 2 plus 3 is equal to 4. There's no need for those many. I think they are aware how much we are tearing them here. There's no need for them to have A for apple. Are you sure A is just for apple? We need to revert how many A's can appear in the environment based on their understanding.
Speaking on behalf of the Permanent Secretary for Educational Services, Mr. Eddie Mubanga praised the participants' potential and their demonstration with early childhood learners during the closing ceremony. He encouraged them to become ambassadors of change in their communities.
Yeah, so having said that, we have a lot of potential and we should make sure, ladies and gentlemen, your presence and participation in this program is a testament of commitment to the shared aspirations of our nations to improve the quality of education and teaching, especially at foundational layers in education. You have demonstrated throughout this training that you care about the state of our education systems, giving hope that Africa is indeed poised for transformation in foundation.
Meanwhile, JICA's chief representative reaffirmed JICA's commitment to supporting African-led solutions through the KCCP, stressing the need for African countries to move from words to action and show real progress.
The program was bridging the gap between theory and practical learning. It gave the participants hands-on experiences to learn science education and bring it back to their home countries.
Miriam Deborah Gamani, reporting for Icutv News in Lusaka.
Still in our local stories, Munali Member of Parliament and Minister of Green Economy and Environment, Mike Posha, has handed over key developmental projects, including the Mutindere local market, solar system for public facilities, and empowerment loans totaling over 3.6 million kwacha to 44 beneficiaries. These initiatives aim to enhance service delivery, promote sustainability, and stimulate economic growth, particularly among youths and women. During the event, officials urge recipients to use the support wisely to improve their livelihoods and contribute to community development. More in the following report.
The Minister of Green Economy and Environment and Munali Member of Parliament Mike Posha has officiated the handover of several community projects and empowerment loans aimed at supporting local development. And one of the key projects is the Mutindere local market, which has now been paved and handed over to local traders. The market is expected to provide a more healthy and clean environment for business operation.
So I'm so happy that today we will be handing over this trading place. For those of you who are coming here for the first time, I will invite you to come here again after 1 week and see how busy this place gets. This one in Munali constituency is our mini Soweto market. That's where a lot of marketeers come here to buy vegetables on wholesale. But we all buy vegetables from here. I come here to buy vegetables. So we are happy that through the CDF, today we are fulfilling the directive by His Excellency the President Hichilema, who directed us to say all public facilities must be powered using solar.
The minister also presided over the commissioning of solar energy systems at the Kalingalinga Police Post and Kaunda Square Clinic, intended to improve access to reliable electricity and essential public facilities. In addition, empowerment loans totaling 3.65 million kwacha were distributed to 44 beneficiaries from within the constituency. The funding is designed to assist individuals in starting or expanding their business ventures. During the event, Mr. Mposha highlighted the importance of supporting youths and addressing challenges such as unemployment, education gaps, and inequality. He noted the role of small-scale entrepreneurship in contributing to local economic activities. The event attracted local residents, officials, and stakeholders with the focus based on improving the livelihood through targeted interventions and service improvements. Emmanuel Zimba, reporting for Icutv News in Lusaka.
You're still watching Icutv Main News. We take a short break, and coming up next is the international and sports news. Stay tuned.
Hello, the Information and Communications University, ICU. What comes to your mind when you hear of this name? Is it the beautifully architectured infrastructure at our campus? Or is it the amazing students that are always performing well in their fields? My name is Zimba Emmanuel, and I present to you Alumni Chronicles, a program that gets to look at all students that have passed through the corridors of ICU and are making an impact in society today. Join me every week as I sit down with
in Johannesburg by the members of Anti-Corruption Union.